This is Super Mario High. I'm here to introduce this week's guest. He needs no introduction. Everybody knows and loves him. True legend of the game. A classy man on and off the ice. It's one of the greatest to ever play. Arguably the greatest to ever play. It is an absolute honor for me to have him on the podcast. Please join me in welcoming the one and only Mario Lemieux. Thank you for coming on the podcast, Mario. Really appreciate it. So you've had an incredible career. Obviously, you played with some great players, Mario. Who do you think was the most skilled player that you've ever seen or played with? Well, there's a couple. Obviously, when I played with Mark Messier in Pittsburgh, he was unbelievable. You know, just the way he carried himself, the way he worked, the way he was around the net. There's not too many players like him. Jagger was pretty similar, very big, very strong. But then you see some skill like that from other players too. I played with Paul Coffey and you saw what he could do. So there's been a lot of great players that I've been fortunate to play with. But if I had to pick one, probably Mark Messier. I think people forget that you won 2 Stanley Cups, Mario. Yeah, well actually, they don't really forget, but, sometimes it gets overshadowed by your battle with the cancer and the comeback and all that stuff. But you did win 2 Stanley Cups. Yeah. Well, we had a good team, Had a great team in 89-91. And unfortunately, we had some injuries in 92. If we would have stayed healthy, I think we would have won 3 straight. What was your most memorable moment as a hockey player? Well, obviously winning the Stanley Cup was pretty special. The first time in 89, coming back after being down 3-1 against the Flames, it was an unbelievable series. But probably the most memorable moment was when I came back after having cancer and we won the Cup in 91. That was pretty special. To be honest with you, I never thought I was going to make it back. So every day on the ice was a great day. Every game was a great game. And obviously to finish it off and win the Cup was very, very special. You were teammates with 2 really good goalies during your career. You had Ken Reggett and Tom Barrasso. Who was better? Oh, tough call. They both had their strengths and weaknesses. But if I had to pick one, probably Barrasso. I thought he was a little more consistent than Reggie. But Reggie was a battler. He was a real battler. Might have been even better than Barrasso, to be honest with you. But I just felt that Barrasso was a little more consistent over the whole year. Who was the toughest player that you ever played against? Well, there's a couple. Obviously, I played against Mark Messier when he was in Edmonton. He was pretty tough to play against. Big, strong, fast, skilled. What more can you ask for? He had everything. So he was definitely one of the toughest. And also, the late Bob Probert was pretty tough to play against. Big, strong guy. Hated playing against him. And the same thing with Dave Simple. Those are 3 guys that come to mind right away that were pretty tough to play against. What is the biggest difference between today's game and back in your era? Well, I think the game is a lot faster now. Back in my day, there was a lot more fighting. The game was a little slower. There was more ice time. Guys didn't play as much. Now they have so many forward lines, and they keep going. It seems like every line is pretty equal. So that's the biggest change I see. What advice would you give to young players who want to make it to the NHL? Hard work, dedication, and just keep after it. Try to get better every day. Work on your weaknesses, and try to get stronger. Try to be the best player you can be. And finally, Mario, what are you up to these days? How do you spend your time? Well, I still own the Penguins. I'm involved with that. And I coach youth hockey once a week. That's pretty much it. And spending time with my family. Well, that wraps up this week's episode. For those of you who didn't know, Mario is also the owner of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Yes, he is. Mario, thank you for joining us. Really, really enjoyed it. Same here. Thanks a lot. Take care, everybody.